double tap ammo. So we've done this before. I think it's pretty decent brand, of course, made in the USA. It's a plus note. 338 Lapua Magnum 300 grain Sierra Matchking. Now they're saying 26-inch barrel, 2,800 feet per second. That's what we're using, 26-inch barrel on a Savage 110 FCP. And the barrel with the muzzle brake, I think it comes in at something like 28.5, 29. But the barrel itself is 26 inches. So that should be about where we come in at. Double taps usually, I think, underrated with their muzzle velocity. One of these days maybe I'll buy a chronograph. Someone got one laying around you don't use, feel free to send it in. I'll put it to use. Been a while since I made a video. Just busy with life. I hope to get back into doing some more. I have some more ammo to test, just haven't made it out to test it. I'm going to need new gel soon. Again. It's quite the round. Okay, out of the box. Brass. Now this test was done at 50 yards. I know most of the rifles do a 25. Started doing some earlier at 50 and then we switched up to 25. I went back to 50 for this one just because of the round itself. And I was expecting a lot more. I was prepared to get the penetration. And here's what we have. Okay, pass into the second block. Now you can see this one goes upward here. Okay, it did come up and a little piece fragment come out the top of the block, which you can see there. The main piece kept on going, stopped right there. I've already pre-measured this, and that is coming in at 23 and a quarter inches. Need to build me a longer light box. That's my drawing table I use. Okay, so already pre-measured this. Coming in at 23 and a quarter to the front side of that bullet. Top view. And we lost that fragment there. There is all kinds of fragmentation through here. I mean, some of this is that chunk of dirt from the range, but there are fragments in there. Now 23 and a quarter inches with a 300 grain Sierra Matchking at 50 yards out of a 338 Lapua Magnum. That's a lot of energy. That is a lot of energy dumped into 23 inches. I'm going to say we're probably over 4,000 foot-pounds of energy, all dumped into 23 inches of gel. That is a lot of energy. A lot of energy displaced in a short amount of space. I'm actually anxious to see the slow motion shots of the block. And at this point you guys would have already seen it in the video, because I show you that first. And I have yet to look at that footage. 2 different cameras. I had to GoPro set up on one side pretty close, and this camera here I keep adjusted back. And zoom ins, and this one's 30 frames per second, the GoPro's 60. So I'm anxious to see that slow motion shot and see the strap. So you guys have already seen this beginning of the video, the strap that I had around the block here. I had that cranked. I had it cranked pretty tight because I knew it was going to dump some energy. So I usually don't strap it down that tight, and I had it very, very tight this time around. And it still moved the blocks back. So I'll see what that did in the slow-mo. But coming in, starting to expand. About 2.5, 2 3/4. Closer to 2 3/4 till it really starts opening. And then the majority of that is in the first block. There's a couple little pieces come through into the second block with the base. The majority of the channel is in the first block. They're 16-inch blocks. So from 3 inches to 16 inches, that's your damage path. So that's pretty nice wound cavity. Definitely devastating. Although we've seen some 308s that have done damage very similar to this. At 25 yards. So I think next time around I'm gonna get I think I'm gonna try the Hornady AMAX maybe. So you guys can expect that to come up in the near future. But we got the expansion on this is about 2.5, 2 3/4 maybe, and some of with the fragments splitting out here. You get 2.5 to 2 3/4 inch wide from the side and from the top. Some of those fragments are almost 4 inches apart. There's a fragment right here and that fragment right there. They're almost 4 inches apart. 3 7/8. So it definitely split side to side pretty wide. Okay, the majority of that though is within 2 1/4, 2.5 inches. And you got fragments going out to 4. Get that dug out. Get your weight. 0.7275. And that's inches. It's 0.73, round up, 0.73 inches. So just a hair under 3/4 of an inch on that widest part. Okay, and that is a 1-inch square, 1 by 1. And that little piece of copper jacket was with that. That is a solid piece of lead. So that jacket actually fragmented. There's a chunk there, you can see that piece. That's a piece of jacket. I'm actually going to go ahead and split this open for you so you can see the inside of this. All those little copper fragments, and there's probably little pieces of lead in there too. And then the piece we lost out the top was probably a long piece, the biggest piece of that copper jacket. And the lead kept on pushing through. And that little piece of copper jacket there was with it. So a little piece of copper is coming in at 1.2 grains, 1.3. We had that piece of lead. So that 300 grain bullet has disintegrated down to 82.8 grains. Okay, I split this from the top down the center, so you have a left and a right track. Big chunk of lead right there. A couple other chunks down in there. And this is where that's separated. Come out the top of the second block. Okay, lay this down. Here is the other side. There's a chunk of copper right there. So there you have it. 300 grain double tap. It's 300 grain Sierra Matchking loaded by double tap. 26-inch barrel on a Savage 110 FCP. 50 yards. That's what you have. As always, thanks for watching.